Oh shit. I don't know, man.
This is going off the rails quick.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it started off the rails.
True. It was never on the rails.
All right. So we had a. Anyway.
All right.
Let's try it again.
All right. We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Welcome to Two Mics No Masters. Loud music, louder opinions. This is Andy.
I'm Patrick.
We just want to give a few. What is with that part?
I don't know.
Damn it. Right. We just want to give a quick shout out to three people that have helped make this podcast possible. Our friends Eric and Brian, who did the amazing intro music. It's so brutal and heavy. We just love it. Hope you guys do too. Our buddy Mike from Dark Icon Design. He did the designs and the logos. It looks incredible too as well. Great visuals. So we want to thank him for that.
Yes, and also an extra shout out to our significant others for the support and motivation.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, they didn't think it was going to happen, but
Right.
here we are.
Exactly. Prove them wrong.
Yeah.
You suckers.
We showed you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought it'd be cool to talk about some of the music that we liked.
Yeah.
I find myself saying this every year. It was a good year for music, particularly heavy music. 2025 was no exception. We're already into 2026, but that might be a good idea to kind of talk about some of our favorite releases from last year.
Yeah.
I have quite a few. We're going to limit it to 10-ish each.
Yeah. Yeah. I have 10. I think you have the ish part.
Ish. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy, you want to kick it off?
Sure. My number one pick here, it's not in any order, but the first one I thought of was Pathogenic. The album's called Crowned and Corpses. They are a central Massachusetts, I guess, to me, death metal band. That's kind of the best way to describe them, with very chaotic and more progressive kind of riffs. Very extremely talented band. Every one in the band is just an incredible musician. And Jake, their frontman, is just totally like one of those in-your-face, kind of the more hardcore, aggressive kind of energy. And they bring the intensity live. Just an incredible band. I think most of their songs are longer and very involved. Like I said, more progressive, but brutal, like just aggressive, just chaos all the time. But it's chaotic, and also you can tell every part's like meant to be there. So it's done with purpose. So just an incredible band, incredible live band. Definitely check out that album.
Yeah, all of that. They are a good band. I would categorize them as death metal, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're I think you did a pretty good job with it. They're hard to pinpoint, to really.
Right. They have a bunch of different styles.
Yes.
But they blend them really well.
Yes. And I am also notoriously not great at describing things. So take that as you will. Okay.
Sweet. What do you got?
So my first pick was also from Massachusetts, a band called C4. The name of the album's Payback's a Bitch. They're on Triple B. They're coming out of Boston. I want to say they share some members with some other bands. It's not actually, I don't know a whole lot about this band, but they're really it's fast hardcore, fast sarcastic Boston hardcore with some crossover thrashy sort of riffs.
Nice.
Big gang vocals, all the stuff I like in hardcore. Short songs, which I also love, mosh riffs, your typical Triple B modern hardcore energy. Yeah, good stuff. I listened to this record a lot. It came out later in the year, but I listened to it quite a bit. Yeah. All right. What else you got?
So, number 2 on my list would be the new Biohazard, Divided We Fall. I've always loved this band. I think they're one of the most important heavy bands of all time, one of the most influential. I also don't feel like they get the credit they deserve. But the new album's called Divided We Fall, and I just don't feel like they could have possibly made a better record at this point in their career. it still sounds fresh, but also following along with the Biohazard style that everyone is accustomed to. So it's nothing that you're going to hear and be like, oh, that's brand new, I don't think, even though they still sound so still modern and heavy, but still old school enough to keep everyone a fan, you know? So I know I saw them recently on the Onyx tour, and it was incredible. They crushed it. Like they never skipped a beat. So just a great, great band from New York that if you love them, you love them, you know? So.
Yeah, I missed that tour, the Onyx tour. I get some regrets about that. But yeah, I did also listen to that record. I thought it was a good record. You're right. Undeniably biohazard sounding.
Yep,
If you like biohazard, you know what you're going to get. And that's what considering how long it's been since they put out a record, I thought it was better than expected.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
What do you got next?
My next one is also a hardcore band from Boston. The band is called With Hate, and the name of the EP is With Hate from Boston. From Boston with Hate. There's not a whole lot known about this band. They're sort of secretive. I would say they're a traditional Boston hardcore band, straightforward, rooted in street punk, more simple riffing with some pretty direct lyrical themes, typical of Boston's long-running hardcore tradition. Very aggressive, very angry. I believe they're a straight edge band. Take that for what it's worth, whatever, if that means anything to you. Just a great band. So that was my second pick. Like you, Andy, I don't have any. They're not in any particular order. These are just the top ones that I listen to the most during the year. In no way is like they're not numbered 1 through 10.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. My next one is another old school band, Testament, Parabellum. It just, some of these older bands they get better with age.
Yeah.
And Testament to me is the perfect example of that.
Yeah, it rips.
Oh my God. It's just like, it started off just so brutal and nasty. It's like got blast beats like crazy. Chuck Billy's voice sounds awesome still. I think he's probably the best thrash vocalist still. And the musicianship is just incredible. I don't really have to describe Testament. If you like Testament, you like them, obviously. They just keep it going, and they just keep getting more brutal. And I think they actually add in some elements to their music that they didn't have prior, which is kind of cool. Like, they keep it fresh. Again, I'm using that word again, but they keep it fresh. They keep it still old school enough. I did see some super old school thrash guys like kind of mad about the blast beats. It's just kind of funny. But I'm like, I don't know. I think it's awesome. They keep getting heavier too. And I don't know if you like them. I just don't see why you couldn't love that album and think like they couldn't have put out a better album, as well. So that's my number 3.
Yeah, I thought it was a good record. I didn't spend a lot of time with it. Something I checked out, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah. And then I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I consume so much music sometimes that it's easy to forget.
For sure.
I'm definitely going to have to revisit that one. My next pick is also a hardcore record. This time, definitively New York style. It's Combust, Belly of the Beast. On Triple B. I think it's for fans of bands like Terror, Mind Force, Crown of Thorns. It's what you would expect from a hardcore band. I think Combust is one of the better ones doing it right now, coming out of New York. No offense, New York bands, not throwing shade. I'm just saying that this particular record is really top tier. It's really groove heavy, New York hardcore. It's got a bunch of guest appearances from some hardcore veterans, which is pretty cool. Mixes a lot of classic New York hardcore bounce with modern production and mosh ready breakdowns. I liked it a lot. It's something I went back to time and time again. It really scratches that New York hardcore itch.
I got to check that out. Definitely.
Yeah, you should. If you like the Biohazard record, I think you
Okay.
would really like this.
That's awesome. All right. Number 4 for me is Tribal Gaze. What is it? Invading Brilliance, I believe. We were just talking about them before recording this, and I feel like they're clearly death metal, but like you said, made by hardcore kids, it seems like. Because there's certain parts that are just like mosh kind of beatdown riffs, but then they're just so like old school death metal sounding. Where would you say they were from? Texas again?
Texas, yeah.
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 And what label are they on? I actually forgot.
Maggot Stomp.
Well, that's a crazy. Okay.
It's a great label. If you're not familiar with them, I recommend getting familiar with them. They're really putting out a lot of good. It's they're a death metal label,
Yep.
mostly death metal, but they're putting out a lot of like old school stuff, slam, some really
Okay.
dirty caveman sounding stuff.
I'll have to check that out too. Then.
So I definitely recommend Maggot Stomp as a label. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw them live at what show was that? The Obituary Terror. Yeah, Nails. They played the Travel Gaze, like they played second or third. They were so heavy. I was like, oh my god, their sound is like massive live.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see them finally.
Yeah, they're great. They have all the elements of death metal that I love.
Yeah.
Also groovy, heavy,
Absolutely.
groovy death metal, very 90s inspired, I feel like.
Right. I feel like they fit in nice with Obituary.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, if you like Obituary and bands like Morbid Angel, that 90s death metal, old school death metal sound.
Yeah, they have like a really thick sound.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Thick is a good word.
Yeah.
Thick with 2 C's.
Exactly. Look out.
Yeah. So, fans of bands like Creeping Death, I think you would dig this band a lot. Yeah, that was on my list too. Definitely worth talking about.
Yep, for sure.
Outstanding band. My next pick is I guess I'll just go down the list. Is a band called Boot Camp, hardcore punk. Short, punchy songs, fast tempos, shouted vocals, kind of channeling late 80s straight ahead hardcore. I like it a lot. I get a lot of play. It's an EP, which I think is perfect for this style of music.
Yeah.
Short and fast. So I listen to it a lot, just over and over again.
Yeah, that's the best with EPs. You just keep them going.
Yeah.
Just keep looping.
Especially in punk and hardcore, I think EP is king. That's just my opinion. So Boot Camp, the EP was called Time's Up. I'm not really sure where they're from, actually. I did some digging. I know they're from the U.S. That's about it. If somebody wants to hit us up and clarify, I'm sure some more time with Google could have figured it out, but whatever. I'm moving on.
Yeah, right? Oh, boy. That's awesome. All right. My next pick, if you guys couldn't already tell where this is going, like our lists are pretty separated. It's kind of funny, which is kind of cool because it makes this podcast more interesting. I feel like it's from kind of 2 separate sides sometimes. Mine is another old school band, Internal Bleeding, Settle All Scores. Just a band that delivers every time. They're just massively heavy with super crazy slam riffs. I don't know. It's funny. All my bands are just bands that kind of need no introduction or explaining. If you just like this band, you probably love them for what they do. The kind of band that makes you want to slam, I guess. It's destructive. The riffs are so heavy and powerful, and they still have tons of groove, make you want to move at the show and just like go caveman style. I don't know how else to explain that.
That's accurate.
Brutal death metal, stomp, slam riffs. There you go, from New York.
Yeah, you're right. They're one of those bands that if you know the name, you don't really need to explain a whole lot. They're just they're classic,
Yeah.
and they just rule.
And I think that's
a
another
good
band
record.
too. Yeah, I think that's another band too where it's like Dying Fetus, where the hardcore kids are starting to get into them. And I think Internal Bleeding is another band that hardcore kids could get into because there's so many mosh parts.
Yes.
It could just go insane. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So mine is another EP, a band called Home Invasion. Very mosh-centric, modern hardcore. Some people might say beatdown leaning. I don't think so. I think it's more the energy around it. It's just really kind of in your face and aggressive. The lyrics are more like the Boot Camp record, are more socio-political leaning. They get a little, they got something to say. Very fast, raw and aggressive, centered on breakdown heavy songwriting, and stripped down production. It's pretty classic, what I expect out of a hardcore punk EP, 7-inch.
That's awesome.
Got a lot of play from me in 2025.
Okay, my next pick is EP as well. The band Mongrel, Baptized in the Gutter. It's so funny. I'm like laughing because how else do you describe these guys except just like super heavy? They have elements of, I guess, hardcore and death metal. To me, like they sound like Malevolent Creation, like early stuff. Was it a 4-song EP, I think? But the band just crushes. They're so heavy. Seen them live at the Worcester Palladium upstairs, and they just annihilated the place. It was so massive. Their sound is huge. I don't know how else to describe them. Just they're from California. They live in California. But yeah, if you haven't checked them out live or on any socials, check those guys out. They're awesome. I think they're gonna be big. They have a great sound. Again, another Thicc sound with 3 C's. And yeah, they're just
3 C's, yes.
Yeah, look out. So just check those guys out if you just want some heavy, just raw, brutal energy.
Yeah, I love this record too. I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, I'm really excited. I listened to it a lot, actually. It almost made my list. I kind of had a feeling you were gonna talk about it, so I left it off. But I really liked it. I got a lot of spins for me. I'm really looking forward to what else they get
A
coming.
full leg, hopefully that would be awesome.
And I'm looking forward to catching them live.
Yes, you weren't at that show.
Yep. Yes, I missed that.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me, Andy.
Not a problem. It's amazing.
Rubbing it in.
So good.
It's cool.
Like really good.
All right, what else you got? Oh, wait, you just
It's
went.
your turn, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So a band I picked, my next band is hardcore, not really all that heavy, definitely more hardcore punk on Convulse Records, solid label out of Denver. I really like what they put out consistently, just really good. Definitely leaning in the more punk direction. This is sort of combines emotional melodic hardcore. I hate the term melodic, but I think it's a term that everybody understands. However, I think also people can get the wrong idea about what I mean. Very political lyrics, intense delivery, speed and heaviness with lyrically very vulnerable. Some just really good songwriting, almost post hardcore or post punk. I really liked it a lot. I liked their previous release too, but this was definitely one of my top favorite records of the year.
That's awesome. It's cool. We pretty much, well, besides a couple things, it's like totally different lists.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool, a bunch of stuff to check out now too.
Yeah.
I'll have to
No,
write,
I love that
Yeah,
though. You
yeah.
know.
I'll have to write down a bunch of yours to check them out.
Yeah.
All right, my next one is another old school band, Cryptopsy, another band that really doesn't need introduction unless you've never heard of them. The album is called An Insatiable Violence, which is a pretty much a great description in itself of the album.
Yes.
It's pure violence. It's just so, they're like the kings of like speed. They're so fast. The blast beats are insane. A band that's been around, 30 plus years and still crushing it. I don't know if they're from Montreal. I feel like they carry the torch from Montreal in terms of death metal. Brutal band that continues to deliver. I just don't know what else to say about them besides just like crushing live, crushing on record. And if you haven't seen them, go check them out live.
Yeah, it's a good record. I listened to it after you had recommended it. I liked it a lot, actually. You are right. It is crushing. Speaking of violence, I was listening to this while doing some grocery shopping, and I fucking opened up the deli. I was looking for some bagels and just, tore through it. Just
Now
opened
serving.
it up. Yeah. Now serving you, sucker.
Yeah.
Just,
If you could dance to Cryptopsy, which they do have some riffs that obviously do slow down, but
yeah.
sometimes for a millisecond, if you can swing hard enough
Yeah.
in that second. But
Well, my stamina is not what it used to be. So, I'll, 2-3 seconds.
Right.
That's about it. Then I get winded.
yeah.
So yeah, no, you're right.
Oh.
It's blazing fast. It's brutal. Really good record.
Yep.
Let's
What's
see.
next up for you?
So I have a band called Alienator, and the LP is called Meat Locker. They're on Blackwater Records out of Portland, Oregon. Thrashy, hardcore, crossover, but not, I don't think the crossover someone would normally think of. There's just a lot of thrashy elements in the riffing, just, fast. So fast, abrasive hardcore with some thrash riffing, DIY production style, so it sounds a little noisy. Typical of the Pacific Northwest hardcore scene, if you're familiar with that area. Very good stuff. Highly recommended. Their previous stuff was also good. Just a consistently kick-ass band.
That's awesome. Very cool. Next band for me is Byzantine. The album's called Harbingers. I feel like they're almost like a musician's kind of band where you listen to them and you're like, how? Like, what is this band doing and how do they think of these riffs and these parts? Like, they're just incredible and they all work. I feel like they were like the guitar players are sitting around one day like, oh, I have a great riff idea, and this like spastic like off time thing comes out and it's like, how? And how is everyone in this room going, yeah, I could play to that, and the drummer's like, this goes with this, right? Sure. It's just incredible. The musicians are insane. Like the band's just so good. They're progressive, they're brutal, they're off time, they have a lot of rhythm still, and I don't know, great band live. Seen them for the first time in like 2004 down in Virginia, which I believe is where they're from. But yeah, just a solid band. Seem like good dudes, and I don't think they get enough love. But they're one of those bands that like are a cult band. Like they release a new album, people just like are so pumped. The people that love them, they've been around for a bit. But yeah, go check those guys out.
Yeah, I'd never heard of Byzantine, or maybe that's not right. I just never took the time to listen. You had mentioned them, and so I checked them out. They are not my thing. But regardless, it was pretty cool. Definitely progressive.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's almost like a band that, obviously straight up metalheads like,
Yeah.
but then someone that could listen to like maybe like even like King's X or like King Crimson maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's weird. Like they're just very different.
Yeah, I think those are actually probably pretty good comparisons. And maybe it was just the day that it just didn't land with me. I thought it was good. It was interesting. It was really good.
very
It's not
interesting.
what I expected at all,
Right,
which
right.
was cool. It just didn't hit on that particular day. So that happens sometimes. Maybe I'll go
for
back,
sure,
go
for sure.
back and check it out again.
Especially a record like that. That's
Yeah.
definitely a mood record.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. The next band I picked, not really a hardcore band. They're on Death Wish. But they're not a hardcore band. Out of Flint, Michigan. They're more shoegaze, post-rock, slowcore. Very atmospheric, emotional vocals. Some slow burning sort of songwriting. Heavy shoegaze and slowcore influences. I liked it a lot. It was a nice palate cleanser after all the heavy music I listened to. So it got a lot of play. It really held my interest. There's a lot of juxtaposition of sounds within the record that keeps it kind of interesting. Not too samey, which is cool. Yeah, I liked it a lot. So Greet Death, the name of the record is Dyin' Love.
Interesting. Gotta check that out.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I want to check out. Actually, it's a good description.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
let's see. Next on my list is another band from Montreal. The band is Despise Icon. And the album's called Shadow Work. I love the name of the album, actually. It's really cool. Shows some growth by the band, some progression. It's again, it's funny. I just keep going back to this. Just another band that just, if you like them, you're gonna like this album. It's ridiculously fast. Blast beats are just insane. Breakdowns are insane as usual. Dual vocals, which keeps me super interested. It's two vocals, but there's like 17 different vocal styles, which is cool because it feels like it changes every 10 seconds, I just love it. Goes from spastic blast beats into this crushing breakdown, which is perfect for me. Awesome death metal riffs. Whatever you want to call them, deathcore, death metal, doesn't matter. It's all the same. Because in this album, they just mix it all so well. I'm trying to think if they're still on Century Media. I'm not sure. But, yeah. Just, I don't know what to say about them. If you guys already know Despise Icon, you know what to expect, and they deliver again. So,
Yeah. True.
pretty much.
Good record. That's another one I didn't spend a whole lot of time with, which I'm going to spend more time with.
Nice.
Awesome.
Cool.
So my next pick is a band called Caustic Wound. The name of the album is Grinding Mechanism of Torment, which is a perfect name when you listen to this record.
Yep, pretty much.
It's death metal and grindcore. It's distinctly in that pocket. It's just chaotic, extremely aggressive, death grind, lots of blast beats, super intense, with, death metal riffs. It's got all the good stuff. I liked it a lot, considering how just fast and aggressive it is. It's still got a lot of play. I don't know what that says about my year in 2025. But it was an extremely good record. I recommend it a lot. Caustic Wound on Profound Lore Records. They're out of Seattle, Washington, I believe.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Rains a lot. They're just like, we're just angry.
Angry, yes. Yes.
All right, my last pick actually is a band called Age of Apocalypse, and the album is In Oblivion. I love this band. Love this record. I think that's another band that's kind of doesn't get their credit they deserve. And to be, I mean, I don't know, but I feel like they're an early band that kind of started like the more singing kind of vocals in hardcore, which I think is really gutsy to do in a world full of people that, yell and scream and have harsh vocals. So I think a lot of people at first didn't know what to think about them, but I think they do it right. They crush it. The vocalist has a great voice, and I think it's gotten better over time. And they're still super heavy hardcore with like kind of like a Life of Agony kind of early vocal style. Kind of reminds me of that. But just tons of mosh parts you can dance to at shows, and yeah, I think it's funny. I think they have shorter songs. I think like 3 or 4 songs on the album is exactly the same time. I realized, which is kind of funny. I recognize weird stuff like that. But they're from upstate New York, I believe.
Yeah, Hudson Valley,
Hudson
I believe.
Valley, right?
Yeah, Hudson Valley.
Yep. Yeah, so good band. Check them out live if you haven't.
Yeah.
Give them a shot. And have an open mind, too, because like I said, the vocals are different, but they work.
Yeah, this record is incredible. I also have this record on my list. I'm glad you talked about it. Not enough people are talking. I agree. I think they're, as a band, are so low rated. It would be great if more people gave them some attention. They do have that sort of unique mix of like crushing hardcore riffs with more dramatic, clean vocals. Not widely accepted, so I agree. I agree with that. It's sort of people love it or they hate it. I think with us, I have an affinity for it. It reminds me a lot of, Only Living Witness and definitely Life of Agony. However, hot take, I think this is better. I think this record is better than anything Life of Agony has ever done. I love Life of Agony. They hold a special place in my heart. But this record takes that and just takes it to the next level. And I think it's the songwriting's great. The production is great.
Actually, that's a good point, too, the production, because they have lacked that in the past on the previous releases.
Yes, that's true. They did not have great production, so I was very pleasantly I don't want to say surprised. I don't think that's the right word, but pleased.
Yeah,
it sounds great. Again, their songwriting has gotten much, much better. I know my Life of Agony comment is a hot take. I said what I said.
Is it too early to get canceled?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
I hope so, because I might have just got us shut down. Shut down. You want to hit us up, come at us, whatever, with your opinion first.
That's his opinion, not mine.
Yes. Yes.
That's a loud opinion.
That is my opinion. I will own that opinion. First, listen to the Age of Apocalypse record, right, in Oblivion. Then come back at me. And then we'll talk about it. All right? Because I think, Life of Agony also had one good record. So
what just happened?
There's that. So
River Runs Red is one of the greatest albums of all time.
It's a great record. I'm just saying, this band is on track to, anyway.
Anybody have a knife so I can cut the tension in here? Thanks. Great.
Andy's feeling a little stabby.
Oh, God.
It's all good. Again, I'm not talking smack about LOA. It's just, it's my opinion, so deal with it.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, deal with it. All right. So since you picked that and I also picked that, I'm going to use this opportunity to talk about some other things. Do you have other stuff?
I have honorable mentions.
All right, cool. Before we get to that, because I also have a few of those.
Yep.
I want to talk about a band called Conjurer. Name of the record is Unself. It's on Nuclear Blast. They are out of the UK.
Okay.
A place called Rugby, actually.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I guess you could describe it as sludgy post metal. It's kind of doomy sounding, kind of little elements of maybe stoner rock in there, but it's a really big sounding record. Emotional smudge. I just made up a new genre. Smudge metal. Emotional. And then it gets smudgy when your eyeliner runs.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Smudge metal. Blending the crushing heaviness with more atmospheric stuff. So kind of a vocal mix too. I think it sits firmly in the Neurosis camp, if you like Neurosis and Thou. I think it's sort of kind of sits nicely in that pocket. I really like this record. Got a lot of play. I discovered it late in the year. So I lost a lot of good time in 2025.
Regrets.
Yeah, but it's still getting play for me now. So that's pretty good. I recommend it. Highly recommended. Conjurer Unself.
Awesome.
All right, so there's a couple other things I think we should maybe mention if you want. It's a couple of honorable mentions or shout outs.
I definitely have one, yeah.
Yeah, what do you got?
So I feel bad saying it because it was actually from you, but the record rules. The band Soulblind.
Yes.
The Red Sky Morning album. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so good.
I'm glad you included that. I didn't include it because there was some other stuff that I listened to more that I really, really wanted to talk about. But that Soulblind record is really, really good.
It's so good. I mean, first and foremost, if you haven't heard of the band, it's a heavier Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
That's literally, I mean, I'm sure it's mostly because of the vocals, but it reminds me a lot of them. You can tell they are influenced majorly by them. But how would you describe them more? Because that's the initial vibes I get, and they're still heavy, and they're more, I wouldn't even call it mid-pace. They're kind of slower.
Yeah.
But just they create, I don't want to call them atmospheric because that comes to mind, but they create an atmosphere when I listen to them.
Yeah, it's moody. I think the Alice in Chains reference is excellent. It's definitely influenced, or at least to my ears, it sounds heavily influenced by like 90s grungy stuff.
True.
Alice in Chains.
Would you say Soundgarden?
Yeah,
I don't know, like
a little Soundgarden, not so much vocally.
Not vocally.
I think they're different,
Thankfully.
but that heavy rock sound, I think this band would have fit or does fit nicely there, but with a more modern take on it. It's
right. It sounds relevant today.
It does,
but right, it could have fit the 90s, maybe.
Yeah,
but it sounds fresh and it's heavier.
It does sound fresh. Even though it does, you can pick up these elements. Like one of the first songs I think on the record sounds very much like Alice in Chains vocally.
Yes, big time.
Which I liked. I liked it a lot.
Absolutely.
So yeah, good call, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought
thanks
that
for
up.
recommending it.
Yeah,
it was good.
Anytime, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I really enjoyed that record. Some other stuff that I want to talk about was End It, Wrong Side of Heaven, which is their LP, that long-awaited LP that came out last year. I've been listening to End It for a while, kind of sort of following their career arc. They're out of Baltimore, Maryland, also on Flat Spot. A few of my releases that I listened to this year were on Flat Spot. They're another good record label. Out of Baltimore, like I said, fast, sarcastic hardcore with groove-heavy riffs and sharp social commentary. I recommend you check them out. Even their early releases were good. They got some really good videos with some pop culture and TV references that some references to The Wire that I think was pretty dope. Yeah, End It, really one of my favorite hardcore bands for a minute now. So yeah, check them out if you haven't already.
I'm excited for that. They're on that Terror tour that's coming up too.
Yes.
Was it Terror ended? Who's right below Terror? I forget who else is on that bill.
Oh, you're asking me to recall stuff.
I know. I'm like, oh
Dude.
no.
Come on, man.
I know both of us like hello. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're coming around in May on that tour. That tour is insane.
Down in Providence? Do I have that right?
That one's in Boston.
Boston. At the
Providence is
Royale.
next. Yep.
At the Royale.
Next Sunday's the Terror show, like the matinee show.
Yeah.
It's Combust.
Love a good matinee. Yes, Combust and Terror.
Yeah.
Couple of favorites there. Heavy hitters.
We'll be home by 7. Thank you.
Yeah. That's my kind of show, man.
Definitely.
On a work night?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, so the next band I really wanted to mention was a band called Bad Beat. This is their second LP, I believe, and it's very simply called 2025 LP. Their last one was 2024 LP.
There you go.
They keep it pretty simple. Extremely fast hardcore with short songs. Like the songs are blazing fast. Some of them are under a minute. Very high energy punk sound, hardcore Detroit scene intensity. If you listen to any other stuff coming out of Detroit, like bands like Never Ending Game or D Block, they're sort of along that lines, just faster and sarcastic. I seem to like that sarcasm, that sharp.
Yeah. Are they anything like the pizza? Thicc? Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Dead Guy.
Oh, nice.
Dead Guy. Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah. Great record. Didn't know I needed a new Dead Guy record, but it sounds just like the Dead Guy I remember that I fell in love with in the 90s. The name of the record is Near Death Travel Service. It's on Relapse.
Great name for a record.
Yeah. Dead Guy is another one of those bands where if you've been around for a while, they need no introduction, really. They come out of New Jersey, I believe. Some of their members were in other well-known bands, Kiss It Goodbye,
Human Remains,
Love that band. Rorschach, which is
I didn't know that actually.
an all-time favorite. I found that out recently.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're described as chaotic metalcore, which I guess I think is a pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty much sums it up. Legendary band, very dissonant riffing, chaotic songwriting. If you know Tim Singer's vocals, you know them. They're very distinct and unique. He actually has a side project, or maybe a main project, because I guess Dead Guy may not be considering they were broken up for a while.
Yeah, true.
Called Bitter Branches, who I think they land perfectly between Dead Guy and Fugazi, like that sort of DC post-hardcore, post-punk sound, and Dead Guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, sort of same sort of dissonant songwriting, not quite as heavy as, it's not metalcore. It's it's still very good. And there's so many.
Yeah, there was more for me. I can't think of one right now.
Yeah.
But
I had a lot more.
Yeah.
There's probably 50 or 60 releases I could have talked about. We wanted to keep it relatively short and just talk about a few of our favorites. If you check out our socials, you will get the full list of the things we talked about today.
And definitely comment with your list too as well.
Yeah, let us know things that you think we got right, things we missed, things we're wrong about. We'd love to hear it. You can send us an email at 2mikesnomasters@gmail.com. Spell it out. It's all one word. Spell it out. 2 mics, no masters.
Like TWO.
TWO.
Got it.
Yes, TWO.
Perfect.
That's right. And you can find us on Instagram. So check it out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, get involved with us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us morons. That's fine. Mostly Patrick, though, because his LOA take, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, if you think if you think I'm an absolute idiot for saying what I said, and I'll die on that hill, let me know. Come at me. All right. Thank you for listening.
I appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next episode.
Indeed.
Yeah.